Oh god, don't get your own plants in a twist, guys. Wait, that's totally true. Oh man, hope you guys are ready to soil your plants. That's already a made joke. Oh man, I can't bear the amount of awesome there is. Wow. Oh, Jesus. You know what? The intro doesn't deserve to have a pun. Hey, it's Tom Crazy. Welcome to some Plants vs. Zombies. Because I wanted to do this incredibly badly, because I've been watching a Let's Play of it so far. Now, there's something special about the Xbox 360 edition, as well as the PS3 version, but I'll get into that in a moment. Popcat Games presents PvZ. I mean, you've already seen me play Garden Warfare. Surely this must be what it's like. No. The game starts out pretty slow, but I think that's pretty much it. Oh man, there's a giant hedge there. And we're getting a nice little lawn set out. Press A to plant your seed. Nicely done! Move over the falling sun, click on collecting sun, etc. So basically you have these plants here, and you collect sun so you can, you know, plant them, because that's how plants tend to work and tend to happen. You collect sun from the sky. It's pretty self-explanatory. Like, these pea shooters, they actually cost like 100 some, which is actually kind of something. If you saw at the beginning of this round, there was actually like a little thing up in the corner. Well, basically that just means that you can have a second player join in and plant at the same time as you, so you can play two-player story mode, which is actually quite cool. Another thing about this X-treme edition is, you know, there's a cursor, and you've always selected a thing, so you don't have to keep swiping up to there and bringing it back down. Also, you can use the D-pad to just block about. And we've got a new sachet. For each level, we'll get a new sachet. That's level 1-1. And the final level will be 4 levels from now. Gives you additional sun. Oh, there's more zombies now. What does that sunflower do? Well, let's take a look. You can use left button and right bumpers to switch between, and they will give you sun. Sunflowers are extremely important because they give off sun. So essentially they're like your money stations if you're going for other tower defense game lingos. What I normally like to do is just have 2 rows of sunflowers no matter what. And also, as you can see, you can't really like spam plants because there's also a cooldown timer for each plant. So that's always fun to know. This Let's Play will also actually bring out my kind of OCD side, because I like everything to be in nice, neat rows and everything to be organized and everything. Because, I don't know, that's just how I play this game. Even if it's not the greatest way to go, it's just how I play it and how it's going to stay. Excuse me for a moment while I scream. No, I'm not gonna scream. That's just a minor inconvenience. I guess sometimes if I'm doing like 2 rows of pea shooters, I'll just vary it up like that, just to make things a little more edgy. It's like, wow, you're so edgy for planting something completely different in a different spot. And there's also zombies, sometimes they'll have like little tongues sticking out, other times they won't. And there are some other stuff that can happen in this game, which I'll get into later. But right now, it's pretty basic, level 1, 2. You can see down here in the corner there's like a little meter which shows the zombie's head going towards a flag, it looks like. Those flags mean that there's going to be a large wave of zombies. And there's actually going to be a lot of them coming later in this game, because, believe it or not, you don't have just these free rows and just these normal zombies that take only 10 pea shooter shots down. So essentially, like, these pea shooters do what the game calls normal damage, so for example, like one of these normal zombies, they'll take 10 of these normal damage shots. I mean, there's also a bunch of other plants that do different types of damage, like one of them does medium damage, some do large, some do small. And these suns are producing normal amounts of suns. Also, we got a new sachet! Level 1, 2 down, by the way. It seems to be cherries, but there's 2 of them. Does that mean we get to plant 2 at once? Cherry bomb! Those are all zombies in an area. That means you've got an explosive on your hands, and he's got a new type of zombie. These party zombies. It's always what I do. I switch over to the sunflower and immediately plant one whenever I'm playing this. Because I don't know, I've really been playing this for a long time, and I've always loved this game because of how interesting and original it was, or is, because it still exists. Now, the cherry bombs, as you can see, they take a long time to charge up, but there's a good reason for that, because they're actually quite powerful. Say you have a large amount of zombies in this row, like this middle row. I'm going to take what someone else has done when they were playing this game and use them for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. Say there's a bunch of zombies in rows 2, 3, and 4. If you use a cherry bomb, you can pretty much decimate them all in an area. There's even an achievement for getting like, I believe 10 in the cherry bomb. But probably another thing I should have mentioned already is that there are like Xbox 360 achievements with this game, and one of them being, I think it's just called Soil Your Plants, where basically you plant 10 pea shooters and you get it. And there's also another one that's already been gotten on this profile, which we won't get into for a long time because the requires like the final level. And here we go, we've got party zombies! Well, that's what I'm going to be calling them. But then again, there are other party zombies that are later on in this game. Let's just stick to these cone party zombies. They take double the amount of hits, so instead of taking normal 10, they take 20, because that's how they roll. As a party zombie, of course. These sunflowers, they're just there. They're standing there, menacingly! But yeah, these first few levels are actually kind of boring. I can't even speed up, which is a shame. So this is real time. Wow, it's amazing. Now I think there's like a trick in the pause menu that I might check out quickly. So if there's a cut in the video, there's an understandable. Actually wait, no, I think I remember. I don't even remember anymore. Because there's a thing in the pause menu where you can access a secret cheats menu. But, that's not until later. And when I'll get to it, I'll probably splice it in. But then again, it's not going to happen. Considering we're at the final wave, we can just reach the entirety of them. So I can use this cherry bomb, if I can gather the sun for it. Explosion! Basically, they'll do an area of 9. And we also got a 4th plan. Wow, it's a happy little thing. Walnut blocks off zombies and protects your other plants. That means it will protect you in dire situations. And now we get the full 5 rows. Excellent. So now we'll get a fantastic 10 sunflowers on this first row. Well, in this first time area. If you get my meanings. Also, the walnuts do have a charge time that's similar to the cherry bombs, but I think they're a little faster than they are. So, I guess that's a benefit. But I guess to show it off is they're gonna have 1, 2, 3. Then I'll put a walnut there. I'm sorry if this annoyed you, but this is just how I play the game. Everything's set out in nice, neat little rows. Now, the zombies will get to a plant and they'll start eating it. Normally it'll take like a few seconds for them to gnaw through an entire plant, but if it's a walnut, you'll just get them there for a solid like half a minute or something, depending on how many zombies there are attacking it. But that's just only the one. There are like more powerful versions of this plant later on, but I won't get into those until, you know, later on, because that makes sense. Get away! Get away from her, you bitch. Because that's exactly where you want to put your Aliens reference, in a cheerful, happy little game with the happy sunflowers. That bopping their head to the tunes, the beats, the musics. Smack 'em. Place it down. Throw down them fat beats. But yeah, when you get these large amounts of sunflowers, they start giving you a bunch of sun, if you couldn't predict that already. Now we can like stop with sunflowers for a while. And considering like what this is and how this has been going, there's a lot of stuff that can happen. Oh man, there's a zombie there. Get rid of it. If only I could get rid of it as fast as I could. But then again, I don't have enough for the cherry bomb. And the walnut's still recharging, so... Let's see. Normally when I'm playing this and there's just a point like this where there's nothing much happening, I normally look for where the strongest zombie is and then add another pea shooter to that row. Just so it gets decimated a little faster. But then again, there's also peas that are already shooting in that direction. Also, you can see like these walnuts now have some damage to them, which is actually kind of cool. Like they go from this happy little smile to this concerned face. And even when they get like later damage, they just have like this really sad frown on them. It's like, oh man, I'm almost dead. Also, a zombie will not eat if they don't have a face. That's a good thing to note. I'm not even sure how long these videos are going to be, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to be a sizable amount anyway. Take that, you fiend! Yeah, that's it, that's what I'm using, fiend. Seems that we have a full walnut brigade. Let's just place down these pea shooters and everything will be okay. Because all we'll need to do is wait for these pea shooters to fix themselves up, and then we will continue on with our merry journey and a merry adventure away. I mean, we're at the very end of the wave now, and we pretty much decked out our lawn to our liking. Now let's see, where's the strongest area of zombies? Over here. Oh, they're starting eating the cherry bomb too, just know that. Oh, and that's not a seed packet, that's a shovel. What exactly do we do with a shovel? Because I'm pretty sure last time I checked you can't throw a shovel into a zombie's face in this game. Then you dig up a plant to make room for another plant. This is actually extremely helpful. Jesus Christ, what? Greetings, neighbor. My name's Crazy Dave, but you can just call me Crazy Dave. Listen, I got a surprise for you. First, I need to clear your lawn. Use these shovels and dig up those plants. Let the digging commence! So now, what you can do, you can just dig up plants. They'll take a little while to dig up entirely, but that's how... Okay, goody. Now for a surprise. We're going bowling! Here, take this walnut. Want to put a walnut in your hand? Because I'm crazy! Now go, bowl me a winner! Ow, that hurt my voice. Which is a shame. So now we've got this funky little minigame-esque level going on. And this is actually quite a fun minigame, to be honest. Because you gotta do stuff involving these walnuts. And depending on where the zombies are, you'll be able to get like a bunch of combos racked up. Because they'll hit multiple on the way. Normally what I do is like I save the red walnuts until I need them. But then again, that's the same with pretty much everyone else. And if you wanted to know what those red walnuts do, well, basically they're just like cherry bombs. Nothing too special. But then again, we do have this awesome music. Doo-doo-doo. Which I probably shouldn't sing over. It's not that I had nothing to say, it's that I wanted you to hear that awesome part, 'cause it's just goddamn amazing, it's feel good. Well, that's a good point to use that. Well, Powie. There is actually quite a large amount of achievements in this game that I don't think are in the Xbox 360 version, but no, they're definitely in other versions, like the Apple Store version. I think pretty much the only versions of the original Plants vs. Zombies I don't have are the PS3 versions, because I don't have a PS3. And yeah, I think that's the only one, because I have it on PC, DS, and 360, as well as iPad and iPhone. Which is something. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I declare a fun war? There's a chance. That was a good time waiting. Now, give me what I want, and I'll return nothing. There we go. Doesn't even matter what... There we go. That's fun. Now let's pick up this. Another sachet. I don't even know what time we're at. 15 something, I think. Potato mine! Exposed on contact, but takes time to arm itself. Now this is actually quite an interesting plan. And there we go, we got a new zombie. Good. So let's get our 2 rows of sunflowers here. And this is the basis for most tower defense games. It's just like you have this area, you must defend it. And every time you complete a round, you can start it all over again, because that's how you want it. If you want a good estimation on how much the charge time is, the charge time for the mine, the potato mine, and the walnut is pretty much the entire opening. Like the opening, you know what I mean, like, yes, the coughing. The opening seconds to a wait before zombies start approaching. That does make sense, I've checked. Spadao! If you were playing the other version, you'd probably get an achievement, because you get an achievement just for blowing someone up with a potato mine. And speaking of potato mines, we should place one down for the next zombie that appears. But first we must get rid of this row, or complete this row, of silly sunflowers. We're at level 1-6, if you couldn't tell, there's also a lot of zombies going everywhere. And there's a bunch of stuff. I'll place a pea shooter there because it's not needed. Finally finished. That was well placed. But just in case that the cone head party doesn't make it, I placed a potato mine there. Now let's just fill out the pea shooters, because that's what we've done, and that's what we do. 1, 2, 3. One of those. I know one of those new zombies is going to show up in a moment. I know that's going to happen. But when? When is the ultimate question? When is the ultimate answer? Now I have a feeling I know exactly how I'm going to structure these episodes, because this level's... Whoa! There you go. This is one enemy that you kind of want to avoid. These are hordes. They start running, and they will not stop running. Because I had nothing better to use at that point in time, I used a regular sunflower and just got rid of it afterwards. So it's just that they'll just start running with the pole vaulter and just start jumping over things that you've already gone through. This potato mine's doing nothing. It's a shame that it's just sitting there menacingly. Oh no! Oh well. It's a living. Well, I guess it helps in some points, but not all points. But this is level 1-6, we're almost near the end of the wave at all. We haven't even finished up our loadout. This happens a lot, just not finishing the loadout. But anyways, what even do I talk about? It's not even that much. I could talk about something that was kind of amusing, because... Now, bear with me on this. I have a reason. Well, I prematurely ended a Twitch stream. Now... there's a game that you may be aware of, it's called the Jackbox Party Pack, and basically you can just have a bunch of people play on their phones to join them. Hold on, we got a new sachet! And it's a blue frostbitten pea shooter. The snow pea shoots frozen peas that damage and slow the enemy. But yeah, so basically the Jackbox Party Pack has a bunch of stuff that's in it, and I'm not paying attention because there's a thing that fell over, which I'm going to sort out later on anyway. Or maybe right now. Yeah, there's no point in me sorting it out right now, it just fell over. It's not going to be there much longer. So yeah, the Jackbox Party Pack, you can join on your phone and there's a bunch of games with it, hence the whole Party Pack name choice. And there was one thing that's on there which is actually quite fun, it's called Drawful, where basically you're given this rather absurd title and you have to draw it. And then people have to guess what the title is, and then people have to guess the actual title after everyone's title has been put in. It's really fun, but... considering, like, you can put your username in and everything, I decided, hey, why not? I'll put in my own YouTube name, because That's what I normally do. Use the name whenever you can. Pretty sure that's a philosophy that most YouTubers use. Unless people have already stolen it. Hence Alex from the Polish McGee channel. That's a long song reference that I probably shouldn't even be making. So I use my name, Chocolate Crazy, 12 character limit, which makes it even better, and I joined this stream. And it turns out like there's this couple that would play the game, and they were just like starting up a round. I joined the round, I draw my face, and it's just like I join in and I hear them say that we got a fanboy. And I'm just like, no, it's a long story, I can explain this, I'm not really a fanboy anymore. And then the couple actually start arguing. And it's at this point where I says, well, I guess I'll leave then. I mean, I can't even remember what Twitch stream it was, but if I could find it again, I'd probably put it out as like a reference point. But I don't think there's going to be a chance to. So basically, it turns out that at the end, this couple just stopped. Like, once the man asked, like, to play another round, it's like, and the woman just says, no, let's just not, let's just stop the stream. And then, just like, as I said, I kept my word, I left that stream and went on to join another stream, because that's what you normally do. Then I went to go check on if they were streaming later on, and it turns out they weren't. So, because of my name, and a simple misunderstanding, I stopped the stream. It's just a funny story, the fact that I'm capable of stopping an entire stream because of that. And it's just something so petty, too. Oh, as you can see, this is level 17, it has, like, 2 different flags. This first one being coming up right now. I'm gonna be that fancy gardener and put different rows out, because I've got this 2 pea shooter row, this snow pea throw, this row, throw downs, smack downs, showdown, takedown, shakedown, etc. And there's going to be another snow pea row that's in this column right here, underneath the shovel. If that makes any sense. The snow peas like takes the exact amount of time to reload or recharge as do the normal pea shooters and the snow peas. So again, to refer to Garden Warfare once again, there was the first video that I did was the Revival Edition, and if you remember, that was actually showing off the snow pea, I believe. But I think it was just like the ice pea shots. I still haven't played Garden Warfare in a while though, and I screwed up the pattern. Screw that. It doesn't matter anyway. As long as it's not vital to the death of a run, it can just stay there. For all I care, it could just be death incarnate. But then again, it couldn't. That's not the main point. The main point is that we're actually surviving this zombie onslaught. I guess something I could mention also is that at the very back here by the sunflowers, you see that there's lawnmowers here. A zombie will get to those lawnmowers, and when they trigger that lawnmower, it'll wipe out the entire row of zombies. For example, if they reach this one at the top here, every other zombie that's on the top row will get wiped out, and then that lawnmower won't be there anymore. Which means that if you were to, say, have another zombie come down there after that was removed, they probably wouldn't be able to. They'll actually go through to your house and you get a game over. And that's pretty much it. There's actually a plant later on that does something similar to the lawnmower effect. It wipes out a whole lane of zombies. But I won't spoil any names. But something I could say though is because this is a PopCap game, they know how to do their references. And it's definitely well placed, some of these references. For example, like most of these names of the plants are just references and just referrals or just puns. Now I've got an interesting plant. It's called the Chomper. And devours a zombie whole, but it's vulnerable while chewing. It's actually a pretty useful plant. And we got a new zombie. And we got a new thing. Seeing as though we have this situation, we have to pick our plants. So that means you can't automatically do stuff straight away and have every plant. You can't just be like, oh man, I want to use every plant at once. Therefore, I can have a formidable army of everyone destroying the entire zombies. Why do I sound like... I don't even know what I sound like. It's just a formidable plan to destroy the entire zombie. Populi. That's right, that's what I was looking for, populi. You go there. And I'm not sure what I'm doing, going all the way over. I could just press left bump and go straight to the other end. Guess it's just things that you forget when you're in the midst of the moment. But anyways, what we're going to have for this level, might even like show the whole battle strategy. So we'll have the 2 sunflowers, then the 2 pea shooters, then the chomper, then the walnuts. 2 flowers, 2 pea shooters, chomper, walnut. Walnuts on this row. Have to be specific. You have to make sure that you know what you're doing. Spadow! And they're just exploding all over the place. Look at that pea shooter. Get him! Get him, boy! Sick him! That's just a really random phrase, like sick him. That doesn't even sound like something you would say in a normal, like, a conversation. Like, what does that even sound like? Listen to it again, sick him. Now, thinking about it, it sounds like you're about to throw up a group of people that you're talking to. If that makes any sense. But then again, we have this peaceful music playing in the background to symbolize the fact that we are probably going to die soon. Cheerfully. So damn cheerfully. Probably not. But it's a theory. A stupid theory, but a theory all the same. Now place those walnuts there. Now if you have one of those walnuts that they're like damaged, you could just like dig it up and replace it with a new walnut. If that's what you want to do. But that's the whole point. That was an incredibly good decision on my part. Because we got a good old pal Purple Audrey. I mean, just Purple Chomper guy. And he's doing stuff to the Buckethead. Who's the Bucket Party Zombie. Trust me, I'm not going to refer to them all as party zombies. Because they have stuff on their heads. That's not how everything goes. Now see, it ate the zombie, but now it's chewing. I mean, granted, if you saw some in the Garden Warfare video, they wouldn't be chewing for like short amounts of time. I think it's like a total 30 seconds at least of how much they're chewing. For how long. It does take a while, so it's a good idea to have a walnut in front anyway, because it will completely block them off from doing any physical eating damage to the chompers. Plus, it's also a really good strategy. They even mention it in the game that it's such a good strategy because apparently the walnut and the chomper were college roommates. It's canon. They've established it. It's canon. Now, there are different versions of this game. One that came out like originally, and some that came out as Game of the Year edition. And there are some differences. But not all of them are like major differences. One of them being like an entire enemy design, but that's later on, and it's not now. But after this round we will get one of the more useful plants, go away, and they call it, wait for it, you waiting for it? Guys, you waiting for it? Wait for it faster! The Repeater! Huzzah! Another seed satchel! What's that? 1-8, so quite good. Fires 2 peas at a time. That means it's 2 peas. Twice the action, twice the time. And normally this is the strongest wave. Chomper. Yeah, that looks good. I mean, we're not relying on the cherry bombs this round, but at least we got a new plant. And this new plant is actually very helpful. Like, there's points where I've actually played one of these levels and left out the original pea shooter and just went for the repeater. Because of how damn useful it is. Yeah, this first episode is just going to be this entire level 1, because it's quite boring, being honest. But that's pretty much it. So if you want to know the layout for this run, it's 2 flowers, a repeater, and then the normal pea shooter, chomper, walnut. Pretty simple. 2 flowers, repeater, chomper, walnut. There we go. You gotta be precise, you gotta be specific. Pacific RAM. Memory failure. .RAM. ROM check fail. But that's not the main point of this video. The main point is that we're actually getting through this zombie apocalypse with deadly killer plants, help from Crazy Dave and everything. I mean, Crazy Dave does have more of a use than just being there, but that's not until a few seconds from now, or a few moments from now, at least. But there is actually something cool that we get at the end of this level. But as you can see, like, from that character selection, there's like the full 8 plants for the level. Because you only get 8 plants per level, because you have the random item in the middle, and then you also have the next level. So you only get 8 plants, so levels 1 through 4 is normal new plants, and then levels 6 through to 9, I think, are new plants. Hopefully I'm thinking of this correctly. But then again, we do get new plants at the end of the next round. But that's only for that round anyway. And there's a specific reason why it's a new plant anyway. Because it's very important. So important that it's useful. So I'm gonna do that, because he needs to stay out of my life. I mean, what? I have a life? Impossible. But at least now we can plan a matriarchal tyranny, I guess. But then again, I shouldn't be using quotes that I don't understand. There's a repeater in action. He fires 2 Ps. Fires 200 cartridges. It costs $400,000 to fire for 12 seconds. Ah ha ha! Besides, we've got row 2 complete. And that's just about how dandy this could be. Like, it's so dandy that the music's making it even more personified of how dandy it could be. Like, so dandy it became a comic strip. Well, that was well executed. And by well executed I mean forced. I guess you could say forced, but I find my lack of faith disturbing. Why is this? And if any zombie manages to get to the chomper walnut combination, let's just say that they'll get exploded first. But then again, we have that 110 level, which is the final level of this world, to deal with afterwards. But that's just the thing. Something I also could say that during, like, if you're playing the PC version, and I think the DS version as well, but I think more prominently the PC version, you can actually create your own avatar as a zombie. I say avatar in quotes because it's just a zombatar, that's what they call it. They mean PopCap. And once you actually create this avatar, they'll actually appear as the flag zombie. So I'll just be walking on as this weird face that you created. Just reminding you, like, this is what you did. Don't do that, you zombie fool. More zombie fools. What is this? Might as well put something out. That was a bit too far out, but far out, man. Tubular. I mean, we won't have any defense from most things, but we at least will have, like, the double walnuts. And if any plants tend to get eaten, they would just be there. Hello, Buckethead! Alas, we hardly knew ye. That wasn't even a burp, you terrible, terrible person. But speaking of burps, I think you can guess what's gonna happen soon. That's right, I'm finally gonna edit together the burp count, and everything's gonna be fine and dandy. Again, just like the comic strip. Oh my god, you are such a terrible, terrible, terrible person in the fact that you're making unoriginal jokes. What next? Are you gonna rip off H.C. Bailey? Being honest, I haven't really watched H.C. Bailey, so I can't. But anyways, that's not the main point. The main point is that we're almost at the end of level 19, and that we're at also 1,000 suns. And you know what that means, we got 1,000 sun, which is quite cool. I think there's also an achievement where you have to get like over 5,000 sun in one level. And I'm not sure when exactly you can get that, or how easy you can get that, but there are some levels, I guess, that will help. Preferably levels 3 and 4, because they have a gimmick that have something. For anyone what I mean by levels 3 and 4, well, basically, there's 4 levels, 5 levels essentially. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then there's 10 sub-levels, 1 through 10. So essentially there are 50 levels in this game, of pure zombie ferocity. Also, I believe if you get like the demo for Plants vs Zombies, there's one point where at the end it mentions like 40 plus waves of pure zombie ferocity, as well as a bunch of other planets. It's actually really funny. This is just a cutscene of Crazy Dave talking to you about the full version. It's like, sorry, but this is the end of the trial version. But if you want, you could do this stuff that I recommend you do, not obliging me to pay or anything. But this is my arsenal, let's just look at it. I guess I'll pick up some of the flowers. And we can watch that bucket head in the bottom corner just getting decimated by these pea shooters. Something I probably could do is just erase and replace. Which you might hear me referring to that. Erase and replace. Not because it's how cool it sounds, it's just erase and replace. Very simple. Also something I like to do is just waste my sun at the end of levels. And we got a note. What does this note say? Well, let's take a look. Hello. We are about to launch an all-out attack on your house. Sincerely, the zombies. What? The zombies? They're literate! No! Of all the things that could happen, they're literate. Oh no. Level 110 is always going to be the same in a sense. That we have this way of level. We have this conveyor belt at the top, and they'll just do that. That was probably a terrible idea. Let's get rid of you. Save the cherry bombs for later. What up there? Wow. How good are you at calling things, Josh? Seriously. You're like a goddamn cell phone. And again, you can notice that I'm trying to be a little bit more coordinated in the way I've done this. Having 6 rows. 3 cherry bombs already. Jesus. And again, this game in general has just such good music. Explode! Haha! Wow, that made me feel somewhat whole again on the inside. Not because of some reasons, but because of other reasons. Yeah, screw you. It's only one zombie, but yeah. Speaking of one zombie, there's 2 of them that are looking to wreck the day. Also, when they're frozen, they like eat slow as well. So that's something to note. Dun 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 dun. Well, we got this arsenal going on now. And if you couldn't tell what I'm doing, well, let's just say row repeaters, row of pea shooters, and row of snow peas. We already got that finished row. And just in case, it's another row. I probably should have waited a little bit longer. Now, I don't remember if there actually is, like, anything that appears. Also, this is slightly damaged, so let's just get rid of it. Replace, erase and replace! It's already getting some use. The erase-replace plan. Dun 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 dun. And besides, you don't even really need just 1 snow pea per row, because you can cause double slowing. This isn't like World of Warcraft where you can just be like, I cast a spell of slowing on you twice. Now you're double slowed for the double amount of time. No, that doesn't happen. And I knew it. There are chompers. So we got this random amount of rows just happening. Ha! Buckethead, it's dead. Buckethead, you're dead. Heh heh heh. Ho ho ho. Hee hee hee. Ha ha ha. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, you might hear me do that a lot because these are quite long episodes. I'll just be dooting along to the music because that's a way to get through these levels. Oh man, there's a zombie down there. I should probably take care of it. Oh no, never mind. Let's just do this instead. And this instead. That's one way to do it. And we have this pure silence for a few moments. And we just place that out there for them to eat it. Because there's no use of it. You've been eaten. Erase replace. Get eaten again. I mean, when we get to a point where we just have a bunch of repeaters, I'll just do some erase replaces of these pea shooters. But it doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon, so... The good thing that we have these mill rows done, so... In case there's ever, like, a happening involving cherry bombs, that's what we'll need to do. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, might well get rid of them. This is so close, because we're almost at the end of the level. Well, actually, we're pretty much at the end of the level. And most ends of levels end pretty soon. You can almost have a full lawn. I mean, there is points where I've had a full lawn in this minigame. Well, this mini round, essentially. And it's just amazing to see this entire row of zombies and plants on the same grid where you can't even plant anything to save yourself. Let's do some eraser place on this row. Place it, eat it, blaze it. Ah! It was so topical and typical with your 420 Blaze-Its. I mean, that was like April already. Ah! Snoopy to finish off the round. And can I get another Chomper? No, I cannot. Sorry, but this music is so damn good. It's like music that you click to. But not as bad as that, though. So if you couldn't tell already, people are getting destroyed. Let's end it! And with that, the run ends. I could stop now, but we must see what this satchel is before we even continue to the next level. The Puff Shroom. Shoot short-range spores at the enemy. Now, this is actually a good point to stop. So, in the next episode we will continue to World 2, where we'll encounter some more spooky stuff. And whilst we wait for World 2, you can wonder what the Puff Shroom does. Is it spooky? Is it scary? Does it do anything useful? Why is it called Zero Sun? Is there a specific gimmick in the next level that makes it so that there's no sun available? Wait, did I just give it away? No, I didn't. Yeah. In the next episode, we will continue on with this game from level 2 onwards with the Puff Shroom, and things get a bit more complicated. God damn it. Yuri of Wind Syndrome. You can't even end a video properly. What is this?